So we are recording, and hello, boys and girls, cats and dogs. We are an inclusive channel here, and look who I have with me. It's David, and you know us Davids are talented people.
We are.
And his Instagram is called DudeYarn, and he has some really amazing pictures there. So tell us everything there is to know about you.
Oh, everything. Wow, that's a lot. So I'm David. I'm 30 years old. I have a wife and a 5-year-old child. Um, I don't know. I was born and raised Louisville, Kentucky. It's where I am now. Um, I work on aircraft as my day job. I crochet by night, like a superhero. Um, but I crochet amigurumi. So all of the things I got behind me is what I do. It's what I love. And yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Is it all amigurumi, or do you do anything else?
I think I've done 2 granny squares like the entire time I've been crocheting.
Wow, that's cool. So what draws you to amigurumi especially?
So I guess like my origin story or whatever was I was wrapping a gift. I bought a little crochet kit for my brother. It was the Lucy Collins Star Wars crochet kit, and I had bought that as a Christmas present. I wrapped it all up, and as I wrapped it, I set it to the side, and I was like, man, he is never gonna learn how to do this. So I undid it. It took me about 3 days to figure out how to do like the first instruction, which was a magic ring 6. And then from then on, dude, it was just dolls because it was just the amigurumi, just that's what I saw. That's what I wanted to do. Star Wars attracted me. I'm a big video game nerd, as you can see with the Pokemon and Yoshi. So yeah.
Cool, cool. I have to confess, I don't really do amigurumi largely because I'm not very good at it. So, I mean, I've tried it once or twice, but um, I'm just not very good at it. I mean, I could do shawls all day long, but
I've never tried. I've never tried to do a blanket. I did try to do a hat actually. I made a Yoda hat for my nephew. Um, so
well, that's very cool. So, is it all like movie characters and um, video game characters?
yeah, that's what I kind of try to stick to. It's like what I like, Marvel superheroes, that kind of stuff too.
Cool, cool. I've seen some really wonderful pictures of, standard teddy bears and dogs and cats. And, I'm sort of passionate about dogs, and I've seen some really wonderful dog figures.
I have made one husky. I have a Siberian husky named Echo, and I
Oh,
made a
lovely.
husky for somebody. But I've done huskies. I've done like bumblebees. I've done a couple different animals. I think I just did a bunny for somebody. So yeah, I mean, but I like to stick to Yodas and
That's
Chewbacca's.
cool. Now, do you do your own designs?
I actually like to buy patterns. I am a very like organized. I need to have instructions kind of thing. That's how I am at work. We have to read the manuals for the FAA on how to repair things. So it's just so much easier just to translate that into all the, oh, okay, I have to do this. Go ahead and do it. Read the next line. Oh, okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and increase here. So yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
have written one pattern.
Hmm.
I have a couple more that I'm working on, but I wrote a jellyfish pattern. Jellyfish and octopus; those are kind of like my favorite creatures. I got, you know, a,
Oh my
a
goodness.
tattoo. Yeah, it's a military culture with the tattoos.
Okay, cool. So you were military then?
I was in the Marines. Yeah, I was in the
Uh,
Marines from 2013, the beginning of 2013 to the end of 2016.
I've spoken with a few other military men for this series. Are you familiar with combat crochet?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He and I go. we're pretty good friends. So
He's wonderful. And
he's.
there's Navy Freak AJ. Also, he's
I
active right now. He's
I don't
active
know
duty.
him. I'm gonna have to go back to that one.
Yeah. And see, there's one other who was former military, and I can't remember who it was right now off the top of my head.
Well, you
But
hit me up because I want to know.
okay, I will. I will. They Oh, there's another one. I haven't done one of these interviews with him yet, and he's pretty new to social media, but he is known as the bearded yarnivore.
Yeah, actually, I know him, David. Yeah,
Yeah, another David.
another David.
Yeah, yeah. Goes to show you, Davids are great. Yeah,
Davids are great.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm planning to have a conversation with him for this series also. Um,
Absolutely.
so, a number of the military men that I've spoken to, and actually even men who are not in military or not currently or not recently, everyone actually finds it to be sort of a healing thing, a therapeutic thing. Or some people would call it a prayerful thing, or it's a time when you can just focus and let go of a lot of outside stuff. Is that your experience?
Yeah. I guess my first exposure to crocheting was in an anger management class that I had to take in the Marines. I was like the only person that could do the chains, and we chained out like a little bit, and they're like, "All right, give us the hooks." Okay, here you go. But that's all we learned, and I didn't pick it up for about 2 years until that time when I bought that gift. But I took it in anger management. I remember telling my wife at the time, like, that actually, like, it felt good to do something with my hands. And, I didn't think about it until I started doing it again with the amigurumi. So I do it whenever I'm angry. It really helps me like separate reality. I don't know how to explain it. It's just so it's therapeutic. It's really nice to be able to just take that break from whatever you're doing. If you're like I don't know, if you're fighting with somebody, verbally, or if you're just like thinking or something's ruining your day, just to take that mental break and to be able to crochet it out. I like to say like with every stitch I'm getting rid of that anger.
That's cool. Does it ever affect, say, the tension of your stitches?
I don't know. I don't think so. Amigurumi's real tight, so I just kind of keep it tight anyway.
Ah, okay, yeah. Sometimes, not so much anymore, but when I was beginning, I found that the tension at the end of a project would be sort of different from the tension at the beginning of a project. So,
I tried to do. Have you ever heard of Jennifer Stitched Up?
I
She
think
makes
so.
hats. She makes amazing hats. Actually, this is like one of her shirts.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, it's got lightsabers on it. I'm a big nerd. So. But yeah, I got one of her patterns, and I was like, I'm gonna do this because they're the coolest things, and they're I forgot the name of the stitch, but they're amazing. They look awesome,
Hmm.
and I'm struggling to try to figure it out, and I was like, hey, Jennifer, quick question: how do I like make this pattern bigger? Because the tension was just so tight. I was like, I can't get it on my head.
Hmm. And what did she say?
Oh, she, did all the math and the calculations. She's awesome. She will do that for you. So
Oh, excellent. That sounds
yeah.
nice. Yeah. So, yeah. So who benefits from the stuff that you make?
So when I started Dude Yarn, um, I kind of did it as like a side gig, like a little bit of side cash. I was working where I'm working now, but they have a 5-year progression. So I was at the very bottom making not great money. And, I was working the overtime, but it still wasn't enough. So I was like, I needed something. And so, I was making the amigurumi and was just like, okay, well, people seem to like these. And I had made a Yoda and I sent it to a couple friends, a picture of it. And they're like, dude, I will pay you for this. And so at that point, I took a picture and put it on Instagram. Started Instagram. Was like, all right, let's do it. I'm gonna make some money. But since then, I've become more of just like uh, that anger management, like that. It's just like, yeah, sure, I'll take commissions. I'll sell patterns. I'll make patterns and sell them when I got the time. But like, I'll take commissions, but it's just more for me. I've got so many of them for me. If I make something that somebody wants and I got to buy the pattern for it, and I take a look at it, I'm like, man, I want one of these. I'll make one for myself. So
cool. So, and you have really nice Instagram, lots of great pictures. And I was looking at
thank
your
you.
link tree. You also have a Facebook that I have not yet looked at. Are you on YouTube?
I am not on YouTube, but I am on TikTok.
I did see that you're on TikTok. I haven't looked at that. I've been toying with the idea of doing TikTok myself,
You should.
but
You
I don't
should.
know. It's something you young people do that. But I don't know. I do have the attention span of a gnat nowadays, so maybe it would work for me.
I think TikTok's awesome. I really enjoy making TikToks. I don't actually have a lot of the time to make the TikToks right now, but like, I love how you can just like record a little bit, pause it. You can change your angle or whatever. You can add effects to it. You can play with the sounds and everything. It's just really, really cool to make 15 or 60-second clips.
Yeah. I think I will learn more about it. I'll call you if I need help.
Well, Combat Crochet, he's the one you need to call. He's really good with that.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I look at YouTube a lot on my phone, and you see it on the YouTube app on the phone a lot more than YouTube on the computer. You see a lot of shorts that come directly from TikTok and Instagram. So I've been exposed to a lot of that. I've made a few reels on Instagram, usually announcements like I'm going live today or something like that. But anyway, so any plans for expanding your social media empire?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of happier with where I'm at. Of course, I'd love to gain followers and all that other thing, but like, I'm pretty happy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Who's happy? Gosh.
I will say, early on in my, Instagram career or whatever you want to call it, I guess my journey is the proper way to say it. I got that little bit of envy is like looking at people like, man, how did you grow so quick? We were both at 200 followers and now all of a sudden you're at 600. I'm still at 2. And then like I had to kind of take a step back for a month or two just to be like, it's not about the followers. It's not about that. It's about what makes me happy. It's about all those other things. And of course the followers and the likes and the comments are awesome. People showering you with praise is the best thing ever. But,
I sort of like it too.
I mean, right? Like,
so that's pretty cool. What about yarn related goals for the future?
Yeah, I don't know. I have only ever bought like Susan bait hooks. I would love to buy a hook, a custom made hook that fits my hand a little bit better. I got the little foam inserts that kind of fit a little bit better.
The Bearded Yarnivore is selling handmade wooden handles for aluminum hooks like that.
That's where I'm gonna have to go then.
Yep. I ordered one myself.
Very nice.
Yeah, I prefer the ones that have a little bit of a handle so that it feels better in my hand than the aluminum ones. Of course, I'm looking over here at this messy work area, and I've got like 3 large mugs full of various hooks of all different sizes, plus novelty ones like this. So
yeah, is that the Lion brand one?
No, this I don't know what the brand is, but this one is 20 millimeters, and it's not the biggest one I have.
Oh my!
So
I think the biggest one I have is 10.
Not that size matters. But yeah, so I like the ones with a handle that feel really good using, especially if I'm going to have them in my hand for hours a day. So what are your favorite yarns?
I like Impeccable by it sells it. I think it's Michael's Value brand or whatever. I really like the feel of that. I usually use acrylics. They're a little bit cheaper. And then Big Twist, Joann's. I like both of those pretty comparably.
Yeah, Big Twist is my favorite store brand.
Yeah, Big Twist. I feel the difference between like Big Twist and Impeccable is Big Twist has a little bit extra, a little bit of pull to it. You know, you can stretch it out a little bit if you need to,
Yeah,
which I guess would be really good for hats or scarves or whatever if you need to just get that little bit.
I think it has a softer touch too.
It might. It might.
Yeah. So, do you ever go in for really nice yarns, hand-dyed yarns?
I have been interested in it, and I've been talking to Unit So. She's a Navy veteran, and she dyes her own yarns, and she's really awesome. She's got some really funny TikToks too.
What's her name again? I'm gonna write that
It's
down.
Unit So, but it's like EWE knit.
As in,
Yeah.
okay. I will look her up and
she makes
see.
some amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So I'm interested in, of course, supporting her. And then I don't know. I would love to get some, custom or dyed yarns that aren't just like store bought. I'd like to try it out.
So for amigurumis, you would usually use either like a 3 or a 4 weight.
Yeah, I use a 4.
Okay, and that would be what, like an H hook?
I use the
single crochet
375.
Oh, that's a small hook.
Yeah,
for
I use
worsted.
Tiny.
Wow.
And then I use a 375 millimeter or a 4 depending on what it is. Like the Raichu up here is a 4 millimeter. But yeah.
So who's your favorite pattern writer for the amigurumi patterns?
That's hard. That's a hard question. There's so many good ones, and just the different varieties.
Well, name them all then.
Oh, okay. Well, here's a shout out to everybody. Hana's Crochet. She does amazing patterns. She's actually having a giveaway right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I think 10 winners, 5 patterns, something like that.
Cool.
But she writes like Animal Crossing patterns. It's a video game. And then Cotsworld. She's amazing. She does, Animal Crossing as well, but she's done like a Bowser. Absolutely amazing. It's huge too. And Tanya's Smile. She writes the superhero ones that I use a lot. Jennifer Stitched Up writes those hats that are amazing looking. I can't make them myself. I need to get with her. She actually lives 20 miles from me, so I need to get with her and be like, cool. Show me how to do this. But let's see. Am I missing anybody? I'm sure I'm missing somebody. Oh, Knot Monster. I don't know if you've ever seen Knot Monster's work. He's
I don't believe so.
Fantastic. You should write his name down. Fantastic. He's been making so many books lately.
Really?
So many. Oh yeah. Really, and he's a good dude too, and that's what I really like about a lot of these people that I'm shouting out. These pattern writers. Like, I've gotten to know some of them, and like they're good people. Like when I talk to them, I ask questions, or we just, I just say, hey, awesome, whatever. They'll respond to you and like be like, oh, thank you so much, and like we start a small conversation. So, I really like some of these pattern writers. I've gotten to know some of them, and then I think the last one. I haven't actually gotten a pattern from her, but I want to so bad, is Crochet by Ricky.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you will email me all links to all of those people, I will include them in the description when I post this video.
Awesome. Yeah, I will.
Because, I think that it's always a good idea to share the wealth.
Oh, yeah.
And I would agree with you that the yarn community is really very kind and loving.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, that's actually like through coronavirus. Like I'm pretty extroverted. I don't know if you can tell or not, but like not being able to see people or talk to people other than like the people that I worked with, because I had to work through the whole thing. Like that was hard. That was really hard for me being such an extrovert. And like, yeah, of course I have my wife and my kid, but it's not the same. I'm just kidding.
No, I understand what you mean. And
So
I'm people are surprised to learn that I'm really very shy when I'm not on screen. So all of this lockdown, I was in heaven. So
yeah.
of course, I
Well,
was also very sick for a large part of it, but that's
ooh,
another matter. But
yeah.
anyway, what else was I going to say? It was brilliant, I assure you. But oh, not not Monster. You think
Yes,
he would
not
be a
monster.
good guy for me to approach for this series of interviews?
I think so. Yeah, I think he would do it.
Excellent, excellent. I have approached some people who are a little too famous. I think they've. I'm sure they've just been too busy to reply. But at the same time, I have had some well-known people. So
Well, you got combat crochet.
I got Combat Crochet.
Yeah.
I got Zach Stout. I got
Oh yeah.
Smells Like Yarn. I got Needles at the Ready.
Nice.
On not on a Monday, but on a Friday, I had Crystal Bag o' Day. So that was amazing to
Oh,
me,
I bet.
and she is so nice. Even before I started, well, I'm talking about myself too much. Stop me when I do
Oh
that.
no, that's completely fine. I'm learning. I love it.
But anyway, yeah. Even before I started a channel, Crystal was very encouraging to me.
Awesome.
So and I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things to do on this channel.
Yeah.
So
I
anyone else
recently.
you can suggest, any guys,
Ooh,
I would love to hear them.
I'll have to
If
send
they
you.
come to you later, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
email me. Yeah, but yeah,
I think yeah, just talking about the yarn community, the fiber community, it's just like so loving and accepting. Like it doesn't matter. And like I've seen people whose work is fantastic. I've seen people who are just starting out. And just seeing, these bigger accounts, some of them are like commenting me like, great job, awesome job, like it's like, yeah, that's awesome. And like I'll never like tell somebody, oh, but like it's just like, hey, great job. That's awesome. And if
yeah,
you have any tips or
exactly.
anything, hey, you could try to do this or oh awesome, try to one of these things. I
Yeah,
like to lift people up because I mean we've had a pretty crappy year going into possibly another crappy year.
that's what people are saying. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, so many of the more experienced people are really supportive. You see, lots of times, like in the Facebook various communities, people beginners will post a picture of something, and I'll say, "Gosh, I don't really know what I've done wrong with this. Can you tell?" And they'll get really good suggestions, or
Yeah.
they'll post a picture of something that might be the first of whatever kind of an object it was that they have done, and they'll get all the pats on the back that you could ever ask for.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And also people, when um, when people ask for suggestions, have questions about technique, um, people make answers usually in a very supportive way too.
Yeah, and if not the creator of the post or whatever on Instagram or Facebook,
Hmm.
the community does step in. They're like, "Oh yeah, hey, try this or do that." So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And I've been on both sides of those questions. So yeah. Um, um, do you see yourself sharing the skill with other people?
actually, yes, I have a series of TikToks that I'm working on. I've noticed that a lot of people don't know how to read patterns. To me, it's just like what? But so I have a bee pattern that I wrote. This is a little bee. It's about that big. It's got cute little wings, and I wrote it without a stinger, and I'm gonna keep it that way because it's cute. So, but
Who needs a stinger?
right,
Unless it's
but
a vodka stinger. But,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so like I'm gonna be sharing my pattern that I wrote. It's a little bee, a free pattern or whatever. I'll put it out and I'm gonna make a couple, series of TikToks, probably two or three, of, hey, this is what this looks like as the instructions, and this is what it looks like with the hook going into the yarn and how everything's done. So
Do you
I would
know
love to share how to do that.
there's a public for that on YouTube too. You can make shorts for YouTube that are just 60 seconds.
Oh,
Or
really?
you could take what you have put on TikTok and put it on YouTube as well. I've made a few shorts, short tutorials on YouTube. And I've made some longer tutorials on YouTube. I don't enjoy them as much as doing like the interviews and the lives, but I do them every now and then. So you should
Yeah,
look into that.
I will definitely look into that.
Yeah, even if it's just sharing like your TikTok videos on YouTube, just put it up as a short with the hashtag short.
Yeah, and then I guess that would get more people, more eyes on it. So that'd be awesome.
And
Yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah, I don't know TikTok will, but there might be a way to automatically share it from TikTok to YouTube if
I'll
you hook
definitely have
up
to look.
your accounts.
Okay, I'll take a look at that for sure.
Yeah.
I'll heavily consider that.
Yeah, because I would like people to see you doing your amigurumis and your tutorials. I think that would be
Yeah.
great. So, outside of the yarn room, what do you do for fun?
Oh man, I'm a huge football fan, like huge. I love all sports, but football is my passion. I love the Green Bay Packers. I'm so happy we have Aaron Rodgers back. Um, but are you a football fan at all?
I don't follow the volleyball, no. Um,
Well, I'm a huge sports fan. And other than that, my wife planted a garden, and I was like, I'm growing peppers, and so I grew a couple peppers. Whatever. I'm not gonna say I've got a green thumb or anything, but I grew a couple peppers, and it was pretty
did
cool. It was,
you pick a peck of pickled peppers?
no.
I've tried to grow herbs, usually in pots inside because it's I'm in coastal North Carolina, and at least in the backyard, the sun can be too direct for herbs. At least the
How
ones that
close
I want.
is how close is that to Jacksonville?
I'm about an hour from Jacksonville. I'm in
Okay.
Wilmington.
Oh, you're in Wilmington. I've been to Wilmington. I was stationed in Jacksonville, North Carolina, at Camp Lejeune. So we would actually, to get away from all the Marines and everybody in, Jacksonville, we'd go to Wilmington almost every weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got that little like, I don't want to misspeak, but it's like that little it's like an inlet, like a little. It's got I think a ice house. I think was the name of the restaurant that was there, and they had like little shops, mom and pop shops all over the place in this little area.
Well, there are several areas like that. You might be talking about the downtown area that's been restored and all sorts of historical shops there and restaurants.
Maybe that might be where it was. We would go up there all the time. I just don't remember
Yeah.
anything.
Well, it was a while ago, and I'm sure that you were enjoying yourself while you were there.
Very much so. But I always tell my wife, it's like, hey, if we ever have to move, like I want to go to Wilmington. So you're lucky.
Yeah, I like it actually.
Yeah.
I like lots of parts of North Carolina. I was saying earlier that I have a lot of love for North Carolina, even though in many ways it's very flawed. But that's probably true of every state.
Yeah, probably. I haven't been to like too many states. I've stayed more East Coast. The only time I ever went further west than Chicago was when I went to the Mojave Desert for a training exercise for like 3 weeks, and that was terrible because it was in August and it was like 120 degrees.
But it was a dry heat, wasn't it?
It was a dry heat, and that was the first time I ever got to experience that. And honestly, that's not bad. Not bad. You're not sweating profusely as soon as you step off the plane.
You're dehydrated.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, traveling is fun. I used to love to travel. I used to travel for work. And so I got to know the ins and outs of Madison, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan. So, but yeah, it's fun. There was one time I was going to Wisconsin, and they predicted the high for that week to be 10 below.
Oh my.
Honestly, I felt colder walking from the parking lot to the terminal at LaGuardia than I did all that week in Wisconsin because of the wind at the
Yeah.
airport. Yeah.
Well,
Talking
yeah.
about myself again too much.
No, no. I love it. We're having a conversation here. So
Yeah. Well, it seems to be working. People like these interviews,
well, good.
so it's fun. That's fun. That might be something you could consider if you branch out into YouTube, doing interviews, doing live streams, doing
Yeah.
more in-depth tutorials, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I have actually done a few lives on Instagram. Um, I did a live just last Friday with Unit Sew and Combat Crochet. We were on for about an hour and we just having fun crocheting our projects
Oh, I
and
saw part of that actually. Now
it,
that I think
and
about it, yeah.
that was only my second time going live like ever, and I felt a little like, what's going on? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. There's comments going, but I just feel a whole lot more comfortable in front of the camera now after like having that exposure.
It takes time. All of it. I mean, a lot of us, even our first time in front of the camera, it was uncomfortable. But
Oh
it
my gosh.
it takes time. Yeah.
I know when I
Oh,
was first taking pictures.
do
When I
you
was
have
first taking
fun?
pictures.
Mhm. No, I was going to say, do you have funny stories about when you were starting out?
Yes, I do. So when I was taking pictures for my Instagram, if you look at my early photos, terrible drop cloth with terrible lighting and no editing. But if you look at it, um, you'll see the progression of me starting to become in some of those photos. And I was so uncomfortable because I'd be like, okay, well, I like nature. Being a Marine, we spend a lot of time outdoors, being in the field and training, all that. So, to kind of center myself, I like to go on hikes and, just be outside. And so I incorporate a lot of nature in a lot of my photos. And so we were at a park. I was like, all right, let's take a picture of me. And I'm like sitting here with something, or I'm crocheting something, and people are walking by. I'm like, hiding it. What's up? So it was really awkward. And now I'm just like, I don't care. Like, hey, what's up? I'm crocheting over here. You want to be in my photo?
Have you ever had anyone say to you, I've never seen a man knitting before?
Too many times.
I always say, well, you still haven't because this is crochet.
I'm always like, oh, huh. Well, a lot of us do, and just leave it at that.
It's funny. My ex used to, well, he still does knit an awful lot, but we used to get on the train to go into New York City. We lived in the suburbs at that time, and I had the best time watching other people watch him knit because that was amusing watching people's reactions. And he
I
was
do like
really
to
very good at it too. So
I do like to like look around every once in a while if I'm crocheting or something on a park bench or something. It's like, yep, I'm doing that right here. I'll take my kid to the playground and I'll sit there, and like all the other moms or whatever will be sitting around. It's me and my wife sitting on the bench. I'm just having a conversation with her, talking, and just like I'm looking around and their moms are like,
I
it's
like to
like,
do
yeah.
it like in a Starbucks or in a waiting room somewhere. Um,
I've never taken it to like a waiting room. I guess the only waiting rooms I really go to are like doctor's offices, which um, so I've never really done that. But I don't think I've taken to a Starbucks or like a coffee shop either. It's mostly parks or hikes or something like that.
yeah. I find it really useful. You know that part where they take you out of the lobby and you go into the exam room and then you wait another 45 minutes?
Yes, specifically eye doctors. Spe-
I haven't had that with eye doctors.
Are you kidding
Although,
me? Oof.
although a month or two ago, um, that's how I met my local yarn buddy. She worked at the eye doctor where I went for an exam, and I pulled
No
up my
way.
crochet while I was waiting for the dilation drops to work.
Hmm.
So she saw me crocheting, and we started up a conversation, and then we give each other yarn, and we have lots of fun together.
Awesome.
So yeah,
It was fated.
It was indeed. It was indeed. And the best part about that is I didn't need no glasses because my glasses get expensive.
Are they pretty thick? I can't tell.
Well, these are high index plastic, of course. Otherwise, they would be like Coke bottle bottoms. But yeah. So you never know who you'll meet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I've become friends with Josh just over Instagram, Combat Crochet.
Mm-hmm.
And like we have each other's cell phone numbers and we actually like text each other and check on each other. I probably text them, I would say almost daily.
Oh, that's
Just
great.
like, hey man, what's going on? How's it doing? Yeah, we become like really good buddies, in my opinion. I don't know about him, but
Well, no, he's a great guy.
he is really a really good. Speaking of really good dudes, that guy is really good dude.
Yeah.
He's like one of the most caring people I've ever met.
He was the one that I forgot to click record on.
You know, I actually watched that interview. So when you said that, I was like, I know what he's talking about.
But he was so nice about it. He recorded a second one, and that time I did click record. And then I think it went up on Memorial Day, which I thought was appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. And actually, he was a little bit better prepared. He had like more finished objects and whips at hand that he could show me.
Mm-hmm.
And he had heard all the questions before. So, it was about the same time as the other one had been. It wasn't any longer that I can recall, but it was a better interview in the end.
Oh, I bet.
So
yeah,
it's like a practice run, I guess.
Well, hey, that might be something to incorporate every once in a while if you got someone who's a little nervous on camera or something. Maybe like, hey, just
I
talk
do that
before.
actually sometimes. I've
Well, there you
approached
go.
people whose first language is not English, and I have suggested that we could have like this kind of a meeting, except not record it, just to, see how comfortable we are.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet, but I think it would be a really useful tool.
I do too, yeah. I actually, so that Tanya Smiles girl that I was telling you about that does the superheroes, she's actually in Russia. She speaks Russian. And whenever she
Wow.
communicates with me, she uses Google Translate.
Really?
Yeah. And so she'll, I've actually like translated patterns for her. She'll send me the pattern with the broken English from Google Translate, and I'll go through there and I'll kind of smooth that out a little bit, and then send it back to her, and she'll like look it over, and she'll be like, "Yeah, good, thanks." So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you could make a business doing that too.
I could. My wife has suggested that.
Yeah. Does your wife craft?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She is an amazing mom. She's an amazing wife, but she doesn't craft. I wish. She's tried. She's tried.
Well, I think being an amazing mom and amazing wife is
top of the list there.
Good recommendation. Yeah. So let's see. What else can we talk about? What haven't we covered? What should I be asking you?
I'm
gonna correct my angle
I don't know.
a little bit.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay. It's funny. I was telling you that sometimes these conversations are, fully complete after 30 or 45 minutes, and sometimes they go on for well over an hour. And it doesn't say anything about either one. Some of them I've ended the recording and we've kept talking for another half an hour.
Well, I mean, I'm having fun, so.
So am I. I'm just trying to keep things relevant without talking too much about myself, which I always do anyway.
Wow. So, well, when you're a David, that's impossible not to do, right?
Exactly, because we're the greatest.
We are the greatest.
Yeah. You would call what you would call a group of Davids. a pride of David's.
Well, you, me, and the bearded yarnivore.
Mm-hmm.
We should all get together and have like a David podcast.
Bearded David. Yeah, that would be great. That's
Yeah.
a very good idea.
We all do have we do have beards.
Yeah, except you can hardly see mine because it's so gray. But
I could see it.
yeah, a little bit. At one time I colored it, but that only once or twice, because if I were going to do that, it would be hard to maintain. And it grows out so quickly, especially since I keep it short.
Mine, I feel like mine's always so thin. I'm like, well, maybe I should go through it, put some of that Just for Men in there, just to kind of like get it to pop out a little bit.
No, yours looks fine.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's I was watching somebody else's video, and it was sponsored by one of those men's shaving kits that you can get in the mail. And I very nearly said, well, if I ever shaved, I might click the button, but
yeah. Have you like ever tried those it's like, oh, free whatever beard scrub or whatever it is? And they're like, oh yeah, it's free. All you gotta do is pay for shipping.
I've tried some of those things that you just pay for shipping for the first one, and the second one is like $55.
Yeah, I cancel it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I got one that smelled. It was called Caribbean Pirate, I think, and it smelled like coconut rum. It was like so good.
Is that basically it's soap that is specifically marketed to men?
No, it wasn't. I think that's Dr. Squatch. Dr. Squatch.
Yeah, that's the one.
No, I can't remember the name of this other company, but that one specific smell was really good.
Oh, I'll bet. I just use soap and water.
What drawn me to the that specific one was, it's like pirate themed. I love pirates. I've always loved pirates. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just do that.
Have you ever crocheted pirates then?
No, I need to. I really need to, but I think maybe more on the list would be like Vikings. I feel like that would be a little bit easier to translate. I feel like a pirate would just have a lot of details, and I'm not a huge fan of sewing.
And amigurumi requires sewing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sometimes you can get the legs, make one leg, make the other leg, and connect them. Then you can work the body up so you don't have to sew. You just gotta kind of sew up the middle so the stuffing doesn't pop out. But you gotta sew the arms on. You gotta sew the head on sometimes.
And then the ears.
Yeah, the ears. Yoda or Raichu. Just got that backwards, but.
Or like you said, you did a bunny one time.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean that is really my biggest weakness with amigurumi is sewing it together and making it make sense.
It's like I'll make all the pieces and I'll look and I'll be like, these look fantastic, and somehow when I put it together, I'm like, what happened? Sometimes I'll go in there and snip the arm off, tie in some more yarn. I'm like, hey, let's try that again.
I sometimes do that with yarn. I'll have a yarn and I'll say, this looks fantastic, and then I'll finish a piece with it and I'll go, what happened?
Yeah.
What have I done to you, my beautiful yarn? Ah.
Have you used blanket yarn before? Like the Burnett?
Nothing that is specifically called blanket yarn. That's like a 5-weight, right? Or larger. Yeah.
I think it might be larger. I don't know. I don't actually look at. I might actually have some right here.
I've made a lot of baby blankets with like 3 and 4 weight. In fact, I finished one just today.
Oh wow! It recommends a 9mm hook, and it is a.
It looks
6.
like, yeah, I was going to
bulky.
say it looks like a 6 or maybe even larger.
Yeah, that one's a 6. It's a Burnett baby blanket.
Do you use yarn that big for amigurumi?
Sometimes. So I made that jellyfish pattern, and actually I've got one right here. It's
That's
a no sew
cute.
because I don't like sewing, as stated. So it's a little jellyfish. Uh, but I was like, I saw Katie Dids and Hannah. I think it's Hannah Harris 0601 or 0610, whatever. Um, they use blanket yarn, or they use that, super bulky, chunky yarn. I'm like, I'm gonna have to try my jellyfish with that. And so I did. Um, the one I have, I gave it to my daughter. It's in her room. I'm not gonna get it. But I'm working a mini jellyfish pattern actually, and I did that one. I've got one of those. Like, that's the mini jellyfish
With the
pattern.
bulky yarn.
Yeah, you see the difference there?
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice and soft and squishy. And then I just knocked over all my guys. Oh well. The mini jellyfish pattern
Oh,
is,
that's cute.
yeah, and you can see the size difference. This is the normal jellyfish, that's the mini, and then that's the mini in the blanket.
So the blanket yarn, it looks like it was self-striping or variegated.
Yeah,
And then the one in your right hand, you did like manual color
solid.
control on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just like a lavender or periwinkle. I'm not even sure of my colors. A light
It looks
purple.
lavender on my screen.
It's a light purple and then a light pink. Let's just use basic terms. But yeah, I did a couple color changes on the tentacles. But I'm writing. I'm almost done with this one. I'm gonna release it hopefully soon after the bee pattern that I'm gonna do with the series of TikTok. So
Cool. Now, do you you've done a few patterns, you say. Do you publish them like on Ravelry or anywhere? Oh,
yeah,
you have a Ribbler actually.
I have a
I saw
Ribbler.
that.
I have Ravelry and I have an Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
So I only have the one pattern on it for now, but I'm planning on. I've got that pattern, the mini jellyfish going up, and then I have the bee pattern I'm going to put out for free. I'm going to put them out on I think I'm going to use Ribbler just for dissemination there, and then I'm working a unicorn pattern. I don't have one with me right now. I made one and I sold it. I was like, that was fun to make, and it's like a little ugly unicorn. I'm like, I'm definitely writing that one back up. And
Cool.
I take notes anytime I make a commission that, um, like a unicorn or something that's kind of easier to, make and be creative with. It's not a character like Yoda or Raichu, or Harry Potter or something like that. You can have a little more creativity with it. I will generally make up the pattern myself. I know enough about it to kind of mold it out to what I want it to be, and I'll start, taking little notes here and there. And so I have enough notes on that one, I think, to write it out. I'll have to make one as I go to make sure, but I'm excited about that one because I really like the way that came out.
We'll have to talk offline about you making me a puppy.
Sure.
So
Sure.
because I love puppies.
Well, absolutely.
I get all squishy about puppies.
But when you get a chance, you should look at my Instagram because I think I posted that February of this year.
A puppy?
So it was a that husky puppy, yeah.
Okay.
And it is cute. And that person, I forget who wrote the pattern, and I can look that up. But they have other patterns of other adorable puppies, and I'm like, anybody that wants a puppy.
Well, there's a great big football, and you said you were a great big football fan.
I am a huge football fan. Season starts up here in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a Mario. Let's see. It must not be going back far enough.
Mario, I think, was in March. I don't know why I know that.
I've gone back all the way to Christmas now.
Oh no! It
So
should have been
past it.
It'll be a lot of pink because I used pink balloons as the background because it was my daughter's birthday.
There it is. Let's see if I can hold it up to the screen so that people can see it. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That is
cute.
Yeah. I once saw a Schnauzer amigurumi pictured, and I don't remember where, but it had little fuzzy white whiskers. Oh, it's so cute. Oh.
And speaking of the fuzziness, I actually wrote a pattern for gnomes. So I haven't actually put that one out yet. I've been a little nervous because I can't. Well, not I can't. I haven't actually written a gnome with the long hat. I've done like witch hats. I've done a flower hat. Let's see. I've done a leprechaun gnome, and then I've done this Super Mario gnome with a little mustache.
Oh, that's cute.
So I am working on the patterns for all the different hats and stuff like that, and I will be putting those out too.
Oh,
Hopefully
that sounds
soon.
like fun. That's cool. That is really cool. So then we've been going at it for a while now. Anything you want to say in closing? Because my dinner's waiting, actually.
Sure. I guess the only thing I don't know extra that I could add to the conversation is as a straight man that crochet is for everybody. It doesn't matter your sexual orientation, your gender, the color of your it doesn't matter. And that's like that breaking that gender norm is one of the things that I try to do now that I'm more comfortable to crochet in public. And it's just like I've been called a old lady or grandmama. My buddy at work calls me grandmama all the time. It's just like, yeah, well, I can make Yodas that look like that, dude. So
Yeah. Well, you're doing all of us a service. People tease me actually about how much I flirt with the guys I interview, but I've been holding back with you.
sorry, married.
I know. Anyway, it really has been a pleasure having you here. And we will talk a lot more. You're going to email me some of the links that you talked about.
Absolutely.
And, we'll keep in touch. And I will let you know when I have this ready and uploaded.
Sure.
I have the next 2 Mondays already scheduled, so it will probably be the one after that, but I'm not sure.
Sure. Hey, anytime. Just if you're cool with it, I'll probably like take little clips in here and there and promote it on like my TikTok and like put it in Instagram Reels of just little
I would
highlights
love
of.
that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
would,
cut.
if you
If you want to send me
throw
the
me a
video,
link,
yeah,
I could do that.
I'll chop it up and do a couple little highlights of a question and answer here and there, us laughing or whatever, and
Yeah,
little promo video for you.
excellent. I think that'll be fun. That would
Awesome.
be fun. So I will. I'll probably put it on iCloud and send you a link or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to everybody who's been watching us all along. And you know what I say: like, subscribe, comment, share, all the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back. And thank you once again to David.